What's going on, everyone? It's time for a horror thriller comedy film review. Today we're going to talk about a film called The Undertaker and His Pals. It was released November 30th, 1966. It was directed by T.L.P. Swiskett. I'm pretty sure that's a pseudonym, but there's only one other film done by this guy. Known as Escape from Hell Island. But yeah. The Undertaker and His Pals. Well, there's an Undertaker, and he is scamming people and trying to make as much money as possible, even though his business is dwindling. So him and his biker pals, who are all clad in leather with these really ridiculous biker helmets, come up with plans to torture and murder people as they try to open another business. And they go about their ways. And so when they try to serve up meat, so if they say they have leg of lamb, they actually serve people human legs and stuff. And that's basically it. This film has very little to no plot. And yeah, which kind of makes it more amusing. This is a micro budget movie from 1966, so it's pretty cheaply looking, and some of the film grade looks different. At one point you're watching it, it's like brownish yellow tinge to it, and the next thing you know, you're watching something in color, and then it cuts back to it, the brownish tinge and stuff. And it could be, but also I think there's some where it's cleared up where it all matches and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, so this one is pretty for 1960. This film is pretty violent and pretty dark, and yeah, it does. It has some really good special effects in it, though, especially for 1966. They really pushed it in that. There's some stabbing scenes and cutting scenes and stuff like that that looks so realistic, and for at least this era that I'm talking about. And yeah, I was pretty impressed with that. The acting's not the greatest in this. Don't expect anything really good. It's pretty knockoff, like crappy TV-ish type of acting, and there's no story, no very in-depth characters or anything like that. This is just, if you want to watch savage brutality from the 1960s, this is it. This is pretty much torture porn from 1966. And yeah, I think this was more like an experimental film, because and sort of like a side project just to, because they had some extra money around and stuff. It seems like that's what they're trying to go for, and make as much ridiculousness as possible, which they sort of succeeded in. I was impressed with it, but also there's nothing really to grasp on it unless you are very familiar with, like, if you think Saw's brutal and stuff, watch this, see how you can handle this. It looks a little cheesy and corny, but overall it is pretty dark and bleak. So if you're into that type of stuff, or even like a Serbian film or something like that, this one might be more up your alley. But for me, I thought it was amusing and intriguing, but overall very little to grasp, and it's only an hour and 3 minutes long, so it's very short. And yeah, there's not much to it. So I'm gonna have to give this film a 1.5 out of 5. It's still intriguing and very unique, so definitely check it out. I think you can watch it for free here on YouTube, so I'll link it down below, or I'll at least link the trailer down below, so you can check that out. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. That's where I always post clips of films and review in the future. All my stories, you put the film title in there and some history thing in there as well, so you're aware of it. And also make sure you check out my Letterbox and Derek P reviews. That's where I post my first starting after watching the films, and my Twitter's down below, reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And also share my opinions on popular films that come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell, because I think I might do a Netflix original next, Under Paris, in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. Time for another shark movie. Yeah. And yeah, watch out for all those undertakers and bikers killing people off and feeding them back to us, because, well, humans do taste good. So I don't blame them. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.